Hi Ratnesh, this is Smita and I'm from Mumbai. I have three kids and the eldest one is already homeschooling with NIOS and I'm just begin with unschooling with my youngest one now.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Duji, for pointing out. I think there's some light behind me. I hope I'm able to block it now and my video is fine. um, okay,
Yeah, you look like
let's
a saint with an aura behind you.
hello effect.
Halo effect, yeah.
Okay, unintended, but let's take the compliment. Okay. Uh, okay, who else? Somebody else would like to share quickly about them. That would be nice. We have Hema, Neelam, Preeti, Smita, Somya, and Viji. Yeah, quick introduction, anybody? Or you want to do it later as you get involved in the discussion? So this is more like a meetup or a discussion group or whatever, discussion time. So it's not so much about us telling you one thing, but all of us kind of together putting in questions, discussing, uh, exploring together what open learning is all about. So, right. So what I will do, okay, so let me introduce myself and a little bit introduce both open learning and little bit of Aarohi. Let me do that, and then I can ask you all to introduce yourself again. Um, so I'm Ratnesh, and I've been part of Aarohi for quite many years, rather from the beginning, and also been in this journey of open learning from almost 20 years. Um, my daughter is 22. She has not gone to any college or 10th, 12th or anything. She's a complete open learner. And right now she's an entrepreneur, but she does many things actually, not just an entrepreneur. Um, my son is 16. He is also never gone to any school whatsoever. He's also not giving any planning not to give anything in terms of 10th, 12th or anything like that. He's exploring football. That's his passion. So that's what he does 7 days a week. So he's very busy with Euro Cup going on. Yeah. And yeah, so that's a brief introduction. I stay in Aarohi campus, and I've had the, you can say, the pleasure of being with many children, many parents, many families who have embraced open learning in the last whatever 15 odd years, and thoroughly enjoyed that, working with them, being with them, learning with them most of all. So I have grown as an individual just because of such a lively community around me. And that community is very much in super action in spite of lockdowns, because we are all connecting online, doing lots of things. And we'll talk about that in a little while. Let me come back to this point about what is open learning, or how do we look at homeschooling, unschooling, open learning. So very quickly, uh, uh, first of all, there are many terms that people use. Somebody says unschooling, somebody says homeschooling, somebody says open learning, and so on. There are many terms. The terms themselves don't mean anything. What really is important to all of us to understand that there is a continuum. On one end is the conventional education, which is very curriculum and teacher and structure driven. On the other side is the complete openness, where the child thinks of what is be his or her curriculum or his or her own structure, but nothing from outside is put on the child. The child creates his or designs his or her life. So yeah, and a lot of us, when in our journey with our children, actually don't really stay necessarily in one part of this continuum. You could be anywhere. You could move toward, you may say, okay, no, now you go a little more structured. Now you go less structured. Now you get into a school, college. Now you do open learning, so on. So you keep on kind of moving along this continuum. So that's kind of more like a clarification so that we don't get lost in the term, but we stay with the thought that, the a whole wide world of possibilities is open to us. Yeah. And that's the number one thing I tell everybody, that don't think that school, 10th, 12th, college is by a default the only option. No. There is no such thing as default option. Everything is available to us. The only thing default is options and possibilities and choices. That is what is default, really, if that can be called as default. Yeah. Very quickly, to give the background, for at least for us, when we started 20 years back, we started thinking about, hey, what is the purpose of education? When we look outside, most of the people think in terms of learning or earning, mostly job, career. That kind of didn't resonate with us. We thought, no. In fact, our daughter was an A plus. She went to school for a few years, the first 3-4 years, till fourth she went. And she was A plus, getting A plus, and that was not a good news for us. We were not happy with my child getting A plus in everything. And we said, no, that can't be life. That is too artificial. In life, you can't be A plus in everything, right? So we pulled her out of the school and we said, live. And living means challenges, living means options, possibilities, failing, exploring, and so on. And that is what we realize is learning for us, because the moment we put the child as the leader of herself, everything becomes totally exciting, because now things are not so simple. You have to figure out, you have to try and match yourself with different things. You have to daily think, hey, is this what I really want? And the question, obviously, the first question is, hey, what do I want to do? So we don't have to bind the child. We have to let the child explore, let the child embrace a lot of different things, and then decide. Sometimes the child may do one thing, then move on to another thing. Sometimes they will do many things. As Vijay had put it in a little write-up yesterday, or today morning, actually, that it's like raining. It's like raining all kinds of options for the child. And why not let the child choose which one the child wants to go for, right? So that's the first thought. And the second thought is, not only it's a matter of different choices of what to learn, but also how to learn. Even that is open. The child can learn from somebody, can learn from YouTube, can learn by doing, can learn by any other method that the child feels like, or especially wants to explore and try out. Finally, also, the child doesn't need to necessarily be assessed by us. The child can do what we call as self-reflection or self-assessment, which is something which we continue to do all our life, right? In fact, all these three we continue to do all our life, which is why it is not necessary that everybody goes to a school or college. We can just explore. And school, college is an option. We are not trying to say that don't go to college, don't do 10th. Well, no, not at all. That's just one option. But let's look at all the options and see what works for us. Yeah. So here is a small, quick video for Aarohi. Some of you who have been here before, for you this is a little repeat, but for others it gives a little quick preview of how children think, how people in a community think. So let's watch this 1-minute video. Yep.
Connecting with people is amazing.
I like chit-chatting with my friends while eating.
An opportunity to take all the guests around the tour, around the campus.
Currently, I'm working on improving myself so I can play in a club next year.
I get resources and support to fulfill my passion for sketching.
I sketch many things of animals, birds.
In Aarohi, I am a guest and I can find my space here, pursuing my interest on upcycling.
I drum to express my emotion and it makes me feel lighter. In bird watching, I learn a lot of things. What is color of bird and
I like the time when I spend with the community, playing sports.
I spend time doing projects related to cinematography and video editing.
I like organizing trips in Aarohi क्योंकि I your opportunity is to organize trip.
Video making is awesome. It's productive and you get an awesome outcome.
I like to do electrical work. I've put many.
I connect with the planning here, gives me clarity.
I like playing with the cats. I learn crochet and teach others crochet.
எனக்கு சமைக்கிறதுக்கு இங்க ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்.
All the resources here are new to me to explore.
Right, and if you would have realized on seeing the video, it's all about each child sowing his seed of his interest or her interest. And that is why each garden is different. I'm assuming each one of us is like a garden, and each is a unique garden. Why should we have all gardens the same? And what is even more beautiful, if so many gardens come together, or rather so many children, adults, parents, grandparents, if we all can come together like a community. So what Aarohi does is takes this concept of open learning and just come together. There are lots of families who come together, and then we kind of explore, do, learn together. So which is where you are meeting Bhaval, you are meeting Dwiji, there is Preeti. So all of us are different families, but we are part of a larger village called Aarohi, or whatever you want to call Aarohi, as a community as Aarohi. So that's the whole idea, because then we can connect with different people, can connect, they can collaborate with each other, they can coach or mentor each other, children coaching children, adults coaching children, children coaching adults. There's no limit to who is learning and who is the teacher, or who can collaborate with whom. And the whole idea is to kind of co-live together, right? And also co-create together. There is no one way, one right way. So all of us are suggesting, showing, sharing, nudging, helping, challenging, pushing, pulling each other. So that's what Aarohi is. It's the extension of open learning in the form of a community. And in terms of operations, we have two ways of operating. We have a campus which is about 60 kilometers from Bangalore, but falls in Tamil Nadu in a village. So people can come and stay at this campus. Children can come, families can come and be part of it. Right now, it's not open because of COVID situation. Let's hope the situation improves to an extent that we can open the campus. Obviously, we'll have to follow the government guidelines for that purpose. Meanwhile, we have Aarohi working online. All the families meet online. Different people connect with different people and do different things together. There is no class. There is no one person doing anything. It's a group of people within the community, whoever likes to do whatever, they kind of meet and work together. They could be painting together. They could be dancing together. They could be reading together. They could be whatever, exploring science, exploring nature together, whatever they want to do together. So that's how Aarohi X works, which is where X stands for extended to home. Right, so that's little about in my introduction, open learning introduction and Aarohi introduction. So I would say stop sharing, enough of introductions. Now we can get on with questions, discussions, whatever you would like to ask or share or build upon, that would be wonderful. So, right, over to all of you. If more people can join us on video and audio, we can visually connect with you and get to know you and discuss with you. So please go ahead. You can obviously type your questions or thought in chat. But if you can come on audio as well as video, that would be wonderful. Yep. Silence. Dwiji, maybe you can break the ice.
बारिश delay हो गया है ना, monsoon is delayed, so you know.
Okay, the rain is going to come in a little while.
Sir, I have a question. So, can you please tell me the difference between the IB curriculum and Aarohi? Can you compare? Because uh, when I look for it, the IB curriculum and Aarohi learning method seems to be similar in most of the ways. So, can you compare and tell me?
Well, if I have to put it very simply, IB is a curriculum. Okay. In Aarohi, there is no curriculum. So in a way, they cannot be compared, because you can compare IB with CBSE, IGSE, because they are all curriculums. But Aarohi is not a curriculum at all. Right? Here, each child decides what that child, or each adult decides, or each person decides what they want to learn. Somebody can say, I like drumming, so can literally do drumming whole day, whole week. Somebody can say, I like so many things. I like drumming also, I like cooking also, I like climbing trees also, I like music also, I like embroidery also, I like to go on a virtual travel also, and that child will do all of those things. Right? So each child and each person is designing their day or their week. Okay. And yeah, so in that sense, there is no curriculum, but each child is designing his or her own life. Each family is designing their own life. So it starts with each individual, grows to the family, and then further grows to the community. So in that sense, I don't know. There is no meaning. There's actually no comparison with IB or with any other board, because those are boards, those are curriculums.
Okay. So let's say, for example, my kid is 3.5 years old now, and hereafter she has to start learning about alphabets, colors, and mathematics, science, and all these things. So what if she is not interested to learn anything in mathematics? She is not interested to learn 10 plus 10 is 20, and she's interested only in some other things. So what will happen in that case?
We have Avni here. Hi, Avni. Avni is also part of Avni. You want to answer that question? Patrick uncle's daughter is 3.5-year-old. Uncle is asking, what if she wants to learn all of these things, so-called maths and whatever, language or whatever she wants to learn? How will she learn that?
I would learn by watching someone writing, or I will ask someone to tell me, or YouTube.
Uncle? All right. What if you're not interested to learn maths?
I'll not do it. So whatever I am interested at that time, I'll do that. So I don't know what if.
Okay. Are you interested? Are you interested in? Okay. Are you interested in mathematics?
Yeah, sometimes. Not now, but sometime other time. I love addition the most.
Okay.
So,
okay. All right.
So Patrick, this
yes,
is Vijay here.
Hi,
no
Vijay.
need for sir. Ratnesh is Ratnesh, Avni, Vijay. That's good. Patrick, one thing that I would like to I just ask, not as an argument, but just do you feel that there are certain things that one has to know in life? one has to learn in life? What would be the list of things that you feel one has to learn in life?
I'm really not sure. You know, I think there is nothing fixed, like, you know, they have to know this, not required. Yeah, I would say not required.
Okay. So I would say there are certain things that I would want children to guaranteed know in life. I mean, I would put all efforts possible to for any children, not just my own child, to know in life. For example, how to live by themselves, so that they are not dependent on others.
Okay.
Would you not feel that that's something that they should learn?
If they are not dependent on others, then I feel the learning might be limited, right?
No, I'm not talking about learning. Things that one has to know in life. That's all we are talking about. Not necessarily learning, right? So the motivation for this discussion is that you know the mathematics thing that you brought in, right?
Okay.
That
yes.
uh, what if she doesn't like maths and doesn't want to learn maths, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
so I understood the premise for that question to be that, oh, one cannot live without maths and therefore she must learn maths, and therefore what would happen if she doesn't want to learn maths, right?
Yes.
That's
yes.
how so I'm sorry if I misinterpreted your question. So
no, that is right.
Okay. So,
that is my question.
Correct. So now that's why I just wanted to explore that a little further, discuss that, take that point a little further, as to what are the things that you feel a child must know. So I felt that a child must know how to live independently, right? A child must know, for example, how to cross the road. A child must know how to answer a phone call and be able to convey a message. I am reminded of the letters that we used to write in school. Um, what was that about? Write a leave letter and then write a letter to your cousin describing your visit to some tourist place. Those kinds of things that we school when in the board that I went to. Anyway, the point I was trying to convey is that what we feel, and if we go around in this session itself, we are about 14 people, I'm sure we will have a diverse list of things that each of us feels we must do.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Our children must do. So how do we go further from that? Right? Then do I say, oh, no, my list is more important than Patrick, your list, or Ratnesh, your list does not matter, or Bhaval has said, so 100% that has to be on everybody's list, right? So how do we decide that?
Okay.
So the answer to that question in open learning is that the learner decides that.
Okay.
Right? The answer is, instead of Patrick deciding for his child,
All right.
or Ratnesh deciding for Patrick's child,
Okay.
or a board of people, some 20 old 60 80-year-old people sitting in Delhi or in Cambridge or somewhere deciding for a million children everywhere, right?
Okay.
In open learning, what we feel is that that particular learner, each of them can decide what they want to learn, and not just by themselves, but our, as in the philosophy, the practice that we in the Aarohi community, Aarohi open learning community follow, is that we provide all these resources that are not even provide. We are available. We are available. Like Avni said, she will ask someone to teach her if she wants to learn maths, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
it's not that there has to be a curriculum, there has to be differential equations by the time, by the or algebra by age 10, and equations by 12, and then differential equations by 18, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
the idea is that the child decides.
Okay.
And there are some beautiful books which actually bring in the concepts of how the ball can be thrown further or kicked further, and
Okay.
somebody interested in that will actually take the book and find it very interesting and be able to understand differential equations.
Mm-hmm. All
So,
right.
so the idea of having a strict curriculum is what decides the boards and all the school and educational institutions, whereas Aarohi is a learning community. We are not a school.
Okay.
I was
All right.
surprised Ratnesh didn't use that line when he replied. So we are not a school.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there is no comparison. What is it? How does jackfruit differ from mango? Right.
Yes. Yes.
Now, if you're a
Completely.
lover of jackfruit, you like jackfruit. Mango is some fruit, but if you love mangoes, the jackfruit is some fruit. Now, which is better? You have to decide as the person who's eating.
Yes. Correct.
Right.
I got the
So
question.
there are
Yes.
huge differences between, just going back to the earlier part.
Okay. Okay. I got it. Thank you.
Okay, so um, let's look at more thoughts and more questions. What you all have. This, as I said, this is more like a discussion meetup. So you have to initiate your questions.
So
Yeah.
I'll take a
Yeah,
minute.
hi.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, Guji. This is Hema. I mean, I quite like the method of child choosing what he or she wants to learn. But I mean, like goalpost of child would keep changing. And at the end of the day, would there be a day like, why didn't you give me such kind of a structured environment? I want, if at all you would have introduced, I would have gone there, right? So, how to address such kind of a situation? I mean,
Okay.
I felt sometime as a kid, if at all I would have known, I mean, like, attended professional development class or some kind of a course, it would have been really good. I didn't had that environment. If I had that environment, it would have been good. So, I mean, I don't know, like, how to answer this. I mean, this question, I really like the concept also, and there is a question also.
Yeah, so Hema, I think the best person to answer that is Avani, simply because she has already done that. Avani, would you like to share that story of yours? So when she wanted, you want to tell about how you started from open learning, went to school, came back, in brief.
Okay. Okay,
Hey,
so
Avani.
hi, Auntie.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so I was going to Aarohi physically, and then after Corona came, before Corona only, I was a bit like, I want to go to school. I wanted to explore structure. So we went to 2 or 3 schools, and I liked one school, and I was studying there for 2 years, which is third standard and fourth standard. And I am back now to Aarohi. I don't know when I'll go to school. I still love both.
Awesome. What made you think to go to school, and what made you come back to Arohi?
What made me go back to school is uh, I wanted to explore structure.
Acha, okay.
And then what made me come back to Aarohi
Mm.
is uh, is actually after Corona it was all online, but my school was on WhatsApp, so it was not interesting for me. So 1 year
Mm.
just passed like that, and then now I'm back to Aarohi.
Okay. Good. You have seen both side of the worlds, no?
Yeah.
Mm. So which one you enjoy?
Both. I like both. But the physical
Wow,
one
man.
more. For the
Uh-huh.
school physical one. Online,
Acha.
okay.
Uh-huh.
But I'm okay with both Aarohi and school.
Okay. So you choose what you want to learn in a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
Mm.
don't plan for a day. I was,
Mm.
but
Okay.
whenever I want to do planning, I'll do it.
Okay. Interesting. Good, Avani. You have explored many things. but but um, but you are still okay to go to school also or to do this
Yeah.
also? Which one?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
okay with both.
Again in the future, if at all you want to do, suppose I'm asking this question, there would be some entrance exams, maybe like 10th or 12th. Only after that entrance exam, you might have to enter into some other course or something. How, I mean, like, I mean, like, have you thought about such things? Or, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm taking you too
I
far, I guess.
at that why to think about that
Think
time
so much.
when I have this time to enjoy.
Acha.
So
Good one. Yeah.
but my thought is I don't know about my school and all or college like that, but
Mm.
I know that I will open a bakery sometime.
Mm. Acha, you know
That's
that
all I know.
already.
Yeah.
Great, Avani. You know that. I mean, you started baking and all, is it?
I have not started baking, but
Mm.
uh,
You know that is your
yeah,
interest
getting
area.
the mix, the
Acha.
powder and making cakes,
Mm.
and I make
Mm.
popsicles.
Wow. Mm.
Yeah, I like to cook
Interesting.
also.
Hmm. Nice, Avani. Thanks for sharing your experience.
You're
And you
welcome.
made it clear that our experiences are fluid. We might have to take decisions according to whatever is there right in front of us. Mm? Thank you, dear. Bye bye.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.
So, Hema, I liked one point that you shared, that sometimes you too feel that I wish I had done some professional course, or your parents had sent you for a professional course. Now, that whatever you do, your
Mm.
child will wish that something else had happened, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, so if instead of you deciding for the child, if the child decides themselves that they
Mm.
want to do or they want to do that,
Mm.
right? Then
Mm.
who will they ask? They will ask themselves.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
Avni
wouldn't they
decided
be
for herself.
question?
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I understand that, but you are elder. You would have at least should have told me. No, I mean, I don't know
Okay.
what. I mean, that's like too much of future. Hmm.
Okay. So how old is your child?
My child is 2.7, and yeah, I
Okay.
was speaking about
Let's
learning
just
and
be
all.
there. Let's
My
just be there. Let's just be there. Just 1 minute. Out of 2.7, 2 years, let's say, right?
Mm,
How
mm.
long has the child been exposed to smartphones?
Yeah,
Or how long has the child
year or so.
seen a
Year,
smartphone? Let's just put it a smartphone.
1 year, 1 year. Yeah,
1 year. So 50% of its life, it has seen a smartphone,
correct.
right? How long? How old are you? I mean, I don't want to ask you your age, but
No
I'm pretty
problem.
sure you haven't seen a smartphone for 50% of your life,
Absolutely. Right.
right? So
Yeah.
just think about it. Someone who has grown with it,
Mm.
will they be better equipped to make a decision about it, or someone who has got to know it much later,
Wow.
right? If
Ah,
if I'm
correct,
thinking of
correct.
it as, let's say, living in a city versus living in a village,
Hmm.
right? Crossing the road.
Yeah.
So my
Mm.
daughter grew up in Bangalore
Mm.
when it had busy roads. I grew up in
Mm.
Bangalore when it was quiet and calm and all that. She can more confidently cross the road today than I can,
I understand where you are
right?
coming from. Maybe learning is I might be the youngest learner, or I might be even illiterate in the way that they would be learning. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I think I rest my case. I don't have to say any further.
Yeah, I think you have put the reasoning rightly. Got it. Thanks. Thanks, Vijay.
Hi, Hema. Can I add to that?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Yani. I have a daughter. She's just turned 9.
Mm-hmm.
She had never been to school till last Jan. And in Jan, actually, she went to school for 40 days. It was due to there was a need that she had to go to school, and she selected, okay, yes, I want to go to school. And she went for 40
Hey.
days. And hi, Phil. Say hi. And
Sorry, my video is not working.
no problems. No problem.
Yeah.
So within 40 days, it was shut down. The whole school had shut down, and the lockdown started. So it's like she's got back into what she's been doing all this time. And to come back to the question you were asking about, what would I answer to the child when the child grows up and asks you, why didn't you put me in a school? I just asked her the same question. What do you think about it? She said, I will say that that's the best thing you did for me. See, I think the question itself arises from the place that you want to do the right thing. Correct. You want to be correct. You want to do the right thing. One thing, and you are afraid. Will you do something wrong? Am I going to
right.
thing for my child? So for both of these things, I believe you need not be focused on whether I'm doing it right or whether I'm doing it wrong, but what is needed, why I'm going to this decision of here or there. And when considering the early age of a child, like I also had the same questions all the time. Even till now, I'm facing the same. People keep asking me that, what have you done with the child? How would you, same question, like, what would you say? What would you answer the child if the child asks you, why did you do this to me? And the point that you are giving the child is going to miss socialization. She won't know how to be with people. That's the main area people keep criticizing to you about normally, because I believe they are not ready to take the decision. They're not even ready to think on those lines that, okay, there are these things and what can we do. So they're not ready. They're not ready to challenge these things. They're not ready to challenge what everyone is doing. Like everyone does it, so I have to do it. It's a blindfolded way of thinking about learning process as such. That's what I think. And I'll share with you what why I did this. I think I've shared already here. So one point is that I wanted her to enjoy the process of learning.
Got it.
Okay. Even as elders, I meet so many people, and I see that even elders have never enjoyed. They've not had the joy of learning. Actually, we never know what that really is. Not many of us. But once when you get that, when you experience that joy of learning, you will never lose that at all. You would want that again and again. It's like an addiction. You want to learn. You want to learn more. You want to learn something new again. So in her thing, yes. So for her, it was like I wanted her to experience that. No? Education is the basis of education is learning, not getting the certificate later on, whether you learn or not. Okay. So are you learning or are you getting the certificate? So I believe we are missing on learning through education. It should come better. It has to get better. But I can even try to do whatever possible. But for her, the joy of learning, are we able to give? For that, you will have to put lots of effort and energy and thought process yourself about what is learning, how do we learn, and so when I only you who's going to decide what you would like to learn. Maybe I can give you different ideas, but you are the person to decide. So why not I ask my child? Why don't I respect the child as such? We should not respect the child after the child becomes an adult, but as a child. Right, that's what my understanding is. So when as the child is growing up, very small, when the child cries and asks, is disturbed, wants to sleep, don't we do wants or what we need to the child to do? So it's always been what the child needs actually, what the child needs. So according to their growth, developmental, you can provide opportunity. You can actually to the needs only if you are observant and into understanding and the child's process, not putting your interests in front. So that's why it's very challenging. Like but my child would never like those maybe. So I have to be ready. So it's challenging, but the point is ready to challenge it. You are coming forward, not just following a path, but you are creating the path for the child.
Right.
And in that way, you have the most justification and never allow anyone to judge you or even have the space that I have to answer someone for this.
Yeah, got it. But I mean, as a parent,
Yeah,
how
so
you would
it's a yeah.
As a parent, like, see, I mean, hardly. I'll just speak truth. I mean, as a working mom, I'll be getting up in the morning, cooking stuff, and then sitting for working. And the time I prepare dinner, it will be 10:30. I mean, like, I don't. I mean, how should I prepare myself if at all I am? Um, uh, if I want to cater to such. I mean, like such kind of environment for the child to choose and learn. Uh, how will I be? I mean, I don't know.
So Hema, you are already
Actually, you need
doing
not
that.
create new things. I believe you can answer.
I think.
Yeah. You can go on, Ratnesh.
No, go ahead, Yanni.
I think you are.
Yanni, I'm losing you in between.
Yeah, your video is getting stuck in. Sorry, Yanni, we're losing you in terms of video audio. Your video is getting stuck in between. Yeah, I was just telling you, Hema, that your child from 0 to 2.5 years, something like that, you said is the age, is already an open learner, and you are already doing what needs to be done, which is not really too much, right? And you keep interacting with the child, yet you do your work, you monitor the child, yet the child does what she likes to do. Children in this age are anyway open learners, right? It is only much later we put the children into a structured school and say, no, you don't do open learning, you now get into structured learning. A 2 years, 1 year child is anyway an open learner. So you're already doing it. You don't need anybody's guidance right away. What you need is you have an open learning child. In fact, all of us are open learner for that matter, at whatever age. We are deciding what we want to do, what we want to learn, and then we are thinking about our decisions. Some of them are good, some of them are not good. And then again, we are flowing back that information. So we are all open learners. Yeah. Okay. More questions.
I think whenever Saturday,
Vinny.
Sunday comes, it's a open learning.
For everybody.
Yeah, for everybody. All over the world.
Soumya has raised hand. Yes, Soumya, you can go ahead. Yes, Avni, that was awesome point. Soumya, you can go ahead.
Thank you. This is Soumya. I'm from Coimbatore. So
Soumya, if
this
you
is the
don't
first
mind,
time I'm. Yes.
Just
Sorry, go
one
ahead.
quick thing. I just want to add one quick thing. Avni actually made a very good point about Saturday, Sundays is open learning for everyone, not just for me. There is a lot of depth to that. I would like everyone to just let that digest, and then we will discuss it after Soumya has shared what she wanted to. I would like to come back to this point later.
Sure. Yeah, Soumya, go ahead.
So this is my first time joining this meeting. I just, I was looking for homeschooling ideas, open schooling, and I bumped into Aarohi page and then later to this Zoom call, basically. So what I'm trying to figure out, I have a daughter who's 6.5 years old, and last year, obviously, she was fully online. Schooling was going on in her physical school. And what I have realized is that she was happy as long as she was going to the physical school as such when she was going there. And once everything turned online, because of lack of connection, she was not able to connect with her peers nor with her teachers. So now it has led to us taking her totally out of school because it was not helping her in any way. So given that, Aarohi also currently, because of the pandemic situation, I know it's going in that similar direction, right? Like you are trying to do something online, trying to keep the community active. I'm trying to figure out how it would be helpful for such cases. She's not been used to much screens at all. She's always been outdoors and, meeting people and doing something. She was never sitting in front of TV. So how is that? How will I be able to put her through it if screen is my only option? Like, should I not be thinking the the negative things about screen and just take it as a tool to enrich her, in terms of learning?
Okay, so the question is very interesting because somewhere you are talking about your daughter. Sorry, daughter or son?
It's my daughter.
Daughter.
She is
right?
6.5. Yes.
Yeah. But in Aarohi, your daughter cannot join. You know why? Ask me why.
Why would that be?
Because only families can join. Children can't join. It's not about children. Open learning isn't about putting my child into something in front of the screen, in front of a field, in front of the gas, in front of a kit, in front of a book. No. It's not about any of those. Open learning is about all of us together getting together as a family and doing different things. Right. So let's ask Bhaval. Bhaval, you share something. How, as a family, you go about learning rather than it being about how. So Bhaval has a 13-year-old now. Krishiv is 13, 14, somewhere around that age.
13 years. 13 years,
right? And he still doesn't interact with us much in Aarohi online space. He hardly interacts with us once in a while. Okay, over to you, Bhavali.
Yeah, so as Ratnesh said that, my son is 13. We are exploring this path since last 8 years. And when we came, we have visited Aarohi physically. Situation was normal. So he was fine being there, but online was never his thing. Like, he does things online, but coming to community and connecting with community is never his way. Or I tried initially that there are 2-3 things which you join, please, kind. And it is always like we say, it is co-creation. And uh, in the morning when we plan, we both of us have some planning, where we share like what am I going to do and what is he going to do. So initially he used to come for few things, but gradually I gave up because he was not taking part. Yes, I am enjoying so much being in community. I get enriched each day, I would say, because of community. And obviously, when I am enriched and we are co-creating, I will pass on. That is quite obvious. So, yeah, it's not necessary that child comes online and child comes to screen. It's just if I am okay with this medium, and now I would say in this era, like there is no option to connect it through this medium, right? So then it is all fine. Like I am part of community, and as I am part of community, we are part of community.
Okay.
Right. So I'm not
Thank you.
sure. Sorry, I'm not sure if you've totally got an answer to your question, but at least you got the sense in which we work. So, yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. This is my absolutely new to this, so I don't.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
still trying to understand the whole concept and all that. So
Right.
I'm really sorry if it was a total beginner question.
No, not at all. It's a very important question because it is not just the beginner. The most advanced people also, if at all there is something called as advanced in open learning, but everybody is. It's the main thing. It's the platform on which open learning works. It's about togetherness as a family co-creating. And it's not about the child. It's not about me. It's about all of us together co-creating.
Yeah,
so
I would like to add one more thing also, that before Aarohi came online, I am in a different place, and like it's been 8 years, but still I used to have some insecurity or fears when I was not connected with so many people. So it's not about beginner or advanced kind, because all of us can go through something like it. There are so many questions, right, each day, when we are just exploring alternative path, when things are like not and we have been brought up, or we have been through this structured environment. So each day there are few questions, and those insecurities or fears come in. But when I am part of community now since last 1.5 years, whatever the fears or anxieties are there, it's there, but I have people to hold hand. I have people to share with. And that adds beauty to this journey, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, I think somebody else was also talking.
Yes, Ratnesh. Hema here. I mean, what I understand a very good point that you have mentioned across open learning is for a community. I mean, like for a family to join and as a journey of learning for all of them. What if one of the, I mean, like a spouse is not agreed on the concept or not able to understand, how should one be able to introduce or uh, help them to explore this topic and take a decision?
See, in open learning, we are open. We are not trying to reach somewhere. So when I will converse with my spouse, I'm open. I'm open to him having his ideas, me having my ideas, and
Got it.
different ideas existing. If I'm talking to Avni, Avni will have her own idea, Dviji will have his own idea, and Bhaval will have her own idea. And all ideas are worthwhile, all ideas are beautiful, all pathways are pathways. Right? There is no superior idea and inferior idea. There is nobody to sell anything to anybody. There is no convincing anybody. So if your spouse looks at life or learning in a particular way, that's absolutely wonderful, as much as you look at it in a different way, and that is also wonderful. Right? Whether he will align with your idea or you will align with your idea, that's between you and your spouse. I can't get in that zone. But I can only say that it isn't about one thing kind of winning over the other. It's about co-creation. And there is no timeline for co-creation. It's forever.
Right. Got it.
As a follow-up to her question, may I also ask, how do we join or how do we become part of Aarohi? Like, what would be the steps or the process? How do we make that decision, and how do we be part of the community?
Okay, Avani is meanwhile saying the superior and interior ideas are in the mind. Oh my goodness, Avani. I think
Avani is philosophical,
full flow.
dropping one gem after the other.
Avani, what you had for lunch? Tell me. You are amazing today. Okay. So, yeah, sorry, you were asking how to be part of Aarohi community. Well, you are already there are typically two steps. You have already taken the first step. The first step is to understand open learning, which is why you are here, and that's what it is all about. And once you think you understand and you want to jump into it, then you just connect with us, and we'll have possibly one more meeting with one of our community member, and you, just for you to understand in a little more detail how the community works, the exact logistics and all. If you like it, then you just become part of it, as simple as that. So it's a very, you have already taken 70% of the whatever step. This is the step. Knowing open learning is more important.
Okay. Is it okay if I ask one more, or you think someone else should also get an opportunity? But is it?
Sure. See, normally the questions can be anybody, but I think everybody benefits. So please go ahead.
Okay, so from the way I see it, from my standpoint, I see a lot of advantage to open learning, because we have all been through the rigor of going to a regular school and getting things done. I love my education, nothing against it, but I still think it lacked something, and that's the reason why I'm exploring it. But given these benefits, why do you think open schooling has not gone mainstream? Why do you think a lot of people don't embrace it and still go to the regular schooling? What could be the disconnect here that is stopping open schooling from becoming, like, the thing that everybody is doing? Like, in that sense, we don't have to answer everybody as to why I'm choosing this path versus the other one.
Yeah, please, Vijay, help me.
Okay. So you actually went back to the point that Avni had shared earlier, the observation that every Saturday, Sunday, everyone is an open learner. Would you agree with that statement, Sonia?
Yes.
Okay. So who has won?
That's why I'm saying open learning has won. From my standpoint, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I like not just like the idea, I believe in this. And I don't see why there are not many people who are able to get this approach or, go this route.
No, wait. You just agreed that everybody is an open learner, whereas everybody is not going to school. Even we adults, during weekends, we decide we want to learn something, we identify how we can learn, and then we go about the process, whether it might be how to fix my washing machine, or how do I get this gas stove to work, or
Yes,
it might
that's
be
correct.
getting the chappal fixed.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So the practice of open learning is part and parcel of life. Education and schooling is restricted to 15 years if you are unlucky. If you are even more unlucky, it might be 20, 22 years.
Are you a
Yes.
litigation lawyer?
Almost.
But I have what do you say, lawyer's blood in my family, and quite a few have commented on that. So the point I'm trying to make here is that what Avni mentioned, and it's kind of come back to that. I'm very glad. Thank you, Soumya, for bringing it back, because the idea of open learning is not in opposition to schooling. So I'll repeat that. An open learner might go to school even when they are open learners. An open learner will not necessarily go to school. They may or may not. Yeah. So what
Okay.
we are saying, children will be more happy and learn more and learn better when they are out playing in the rain, rather than sitting in a classroom and watching out of the window and thinking how much fun it would be if I could go out in the rain.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So the idea of open learning and encouraging open learning as a community, the idea there is that let us have that confidence that this learning, this process of learning is what is important. The kind of rigor that is needed, even in a conventional school, you will see that despite all the homeworks that are done, only one or two students will pick up algebra the way the teacher wants them to pick up. And who are those students? Those are the students who are really interested in the subject. Right? Only
Yes.
one or two students will pick up knitting the way the teacher wants children to knit, or dissection the way the teacher wants dissection to be done. Only one or two of them out of some 40 or 50 students. Why is that? Because those students are really interested in that particular thing. So what we as a community feel is that if you are interested in one particular thing, do that. We are not going to put you inside a box and say, these 8 things you have to eat. Only after you have eaten these 8 things, we will let you go to the next level or the next meal.
Okay, got you.
So open learning is the default practice of life. Schooling cannot replace open learning. Schooling, unfortunately, according to me, become such a thing that quote unquote assures a job. But then you and I know how many people are employed even though are not employed, even after having got masters and PhDs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the idea of learning and schooling are two separate things according to me. And yes, it is about what do we want our children to be doing and what do we want ourselves to be doing.
I want to add two very quick points there. One is that if you go back, the schooling system, which, as you said, 99 or 98% of the country seems to be following, was created for a certain, so-called industrial revolution and etc. etc. Not an open global economy where we are in today. So it was created for a certain purpose and sold for that purpose. It wasn't existing before, let's say 150 years ago. Before that, there was no schools, or 200 years, whatever is the whatever history of that, let's say, at least in our country. So that is number one. So it was created, sold, marketed for a certain purpose. And well, now is the time we need to step out of it. Much like, you have companies who were earlier, if you think of an organization, you'll think of a boss, you'll think of a subordinate. Now companies are becoming flat, democratic, and so on and so forth. Like Avni is saying, give me a question, I want to answer it. Right? So I'm saying things are evolving, because we are no more wanting to be in that era. Education system is taking its own sweet journey. Even the new education policy is much more open. At least the proposed policy, whether it comes through or not, is a different thing. The second point I want to make is that just because something is not subscribed by a large number of people does not by itself means that what everybody is doing is good or bad. Just because 90% of a country's population drinks doesn't mean that drinking is good or bad. I don't know. If I look at Europe, everybody drinks. I don't drink. That does not mean that I'm bad. Why? 90% are drinking, man. You should also drink. No, not necessary. I see almost everybody using disposable paper bags and throwing them everywhere. That doesn't mean that I need to use that. Does that make it a norm? So just numbers per se don't mean anything, at least not to me. I say I go by what I understand about myself, about my child, about life, about looking out of the window and seeing what I connect with. And if I connect with how Viji was talking about, with my interest, my learning, then I would go for that. Why would I look at whether everybody is doing the same thing or not? Right? If I am at a signal and the signal says red, I will stop because I want to stop. If 10 people want to jump it, that doesn't mean I'll say, chalo, main bhi chalta hu. I'll let me also go. Right? That's a choice I have. Right?
Correct.
And do I want to live out of my choice, or do I want to live by the numbers? Well, that's again a choice.
Correct. I agree.
So I look at it in that form. Yeah. But so there is no, it's not about right or wrong. Whatever everybody's choosing is their right. Absolutely.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Avni is saying, ask me some questions. So somebody please ask Avni a difficult, terrible, complicated, confusing question. Yo, I thought you will cry, but you are laughing. That's not okay, Avni. I was trying to scare you. You should at least act scared.
Who have joined Pallavi, Vimal, Divya, Bharat, Smita.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who have joined. Come on. Avni is waiting for a question.
Aarohi, if I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yeah, Avni is.
Type a question or unmute yourself.
Or if you can come on video, even better. We'll get to connect visually with you.
See you.
Yes, see you.
Before you come to Aarohi.
Okay, I'll ask you a very difficult question.
Wait, Viji, wait. Pause. Let's give little time for people to compose their questions.
Hi, Pallavi here.
Go ahead, Pallavi.
Yeah. I do not have any questions because my children are kind of unschooled or open schooling, like almost for 3 years. They are into unschooling. So my daughter is 13 and son is almost 8 and 9. And I have seen Avni's interview with her parents also when she went back to school. So I have, so I know Avni very well because of her interview. So now I want to join Aarohi because as my daughter is 13 and she is looking for, she is interested in music and composing and all this. So she wants to have like-minded people and she wants friends who think alike. And I have been asking her, like, are you missing your friends? Do you want to go back to school? She's like, no, I don't want to go back to school because the way the teachers behave, like the way the teachers see us, like if I'm interested in music, I am not having any value. It's like that. It's only children who are getting marks are valued if they want to learn music. So it is because of that reason she doesn't want to go back to school, or like she doesn't want, she wants friends and she wants same like minded like peer group, but she doesn't want to go to school. So that's the reason I want her to get connected more to like other groups. So Aarohi will help in that way, like if she will get more exposure or a direction where she can take her.
Sure. And I'm sure we all will benefit from not just your daughters, but you and the whole family being part of the community, because it's, as I was saying earlier, it's not just about getting, it's about getting,
Yeah.
giving, sharing, being together, and building things together. Yes, absolutely.
Can I give a thought
Yes,
about the school
sure,
part?
Avni. Yes, Avni.
Yeah, I think so. It's about the seeing, like what we see will be in our mind. If I think school is harsh, it'll be harsh. So I think so. It's the way we see it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like she saw it in a harsh way, so she doesn't want to go back.
Yeah, I also saw it in a harsh way sometimes.
Avni is in full flow today. Awesome. I'm
Yes,
thoroughly
Avni.
enjoying it, Avni.
Yeah, same here too, Avani. Awesome, man. You said you would like to go back to school again, though you felt it's harsh.
Yeah.
Awesome, Avani. Full form. You want to say hi to Avani? Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.
Right. So Pallavi, you can connect with us, and as I told, I was telling somebody else, if you want to be part, the family wants to be part of the community, there will be just one more meeting, just more to help your family understand how the community works, and that's it. It's a small. I won't even call it a formality. It's a small, you can say, our pleasure to meet the whole family, and then get you kind of merged into the community.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that's fairly straightforward. Yep. Others, more questions? Avni is all still ready to answer, and we are all also there. So if you have any more questions, please go ahead and ask. Anybody, Soumya, Patrick, Smita, Hema, Isli, Divya, Bharat. Go ahead, please ask any questions, any thoughts, anything you'd like to share.
Avni, I'll ask you a difficult question. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So you wanted to open a bakery, is that right? That's
Yeah.
what you were telling in the beginning.
Yeah.
And may I ask, how old are you?
I'm 10 years.
You're 10 years old. Okay, so down the line, there could be things that you will get to know, more interests that you will develop, and your interests will change. How can you be so
my
sure
interests are a lot more.
Yes,
only
it will
one,
be a lot more. So at this age, I still don't know what my interest is. So I'm very proud of you that you know what you want to do at 10 years old. But when your interests change, how will you, so your desire to open a bakery versus now your interest has changed. So how will you tackle it?
I didn't understand the last part.
In the sense,
how did I?
How will you tackle it? How open will you be to embrace your, new ambition, and what will you do towards it? It's just a fun question.
One step forward is I am making some things like putting cream on the cake, like that. Just a small steps. But my dream is more bigger.
Your dream is to, what is it that you want to do? What is your dream?
Yeah, okay, let me explain the question to Avni. Avni, auntie is trying to say, what if your other interest after 2, 3 years, some other interest comes and now you are divided between, oh, should I go this interest or should I go baking or should I do this? What would you do then? How will you handle your all your different interests?
Now I already have so many interests, but I have figured out some way. Like some of my interests are climbing, baking, and uh, after I become big, I want to join army or navy, like that. So I don't know what to choose, but if I leave baking also, I would choose the fighting areas because I like fighting.
One thing is for sure, Avni, wherever you are, you will feel happy with whatever you would be doing.
Yes, at the end of it, it's your interest that you're chasing after. So it's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. Also, I want to bring a small point is that if I bake in my home, in my kitchen, let's say just for myself or my family, am I not a professional baker? What is this
Absolutely, you are.
professional? What do I need to earn? Can I earn in terms of love, affection, appreciation, connections? Is that good enough currency? Or does it have to be the noti kind, the Bitcoin kind? Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that multiple interests are all welcome. And uh, I think this whole question about what do you want to become in the future is a very strange question, because we don't really become anything. We just stay ourselves. We may do different things in different times. Even in a day, I can be doing 10 different things. I could be serving something to my let's say somebody in my office or in my home. Am I a waiter at that time? So I never thought of it, but I'm a waiter if I'm serving somebody, right? For that fraction of a minute, I am a waiter. Or I may for 5 minutes be a whatever, a counselor, or for 1 hour be a whatever, a cleaner, one who cleans the floor and so on. So what I'm trying to say is the world has divided things into many things. Like I like going to like how Pallavi was saying, I can't go to A.R. Rahman and say, hello, Mr. Extracurricular. That would be quite funny, because A.R. Rahman is not extracurricular. He's the core of his life, right? As much as Pallavi, your daughter's core right now is music. So I think this whole division of life into things like profession, non-profession, or becoming this and becoming that, and all of that is very, very artificial. All learnings are beautiful, whether I learn how to make a cup of tea, or whether I learn how to whatever, embroidery, or whether I want to win a World Cup, and that's the cup I want in football, or whatever. All of them are absolutely equal. And the moment we start seeing, as Avani was saying today, she's in full Gyan mode. So the way I see something is the way I receive it, right, Avani? Have I learned it correctly from you? It's in my seeing. Right?
Very profound.
So we need to go by that. Yes, today she's like full on. So I think that's what is the foundation of open learning, that when everything is worth learning and every learner is worth learning whatever he or she wants to learn, then why do we make boundaries of curriculum, maths versus, like Patrick was talking about maths? I wanted to ask Patrick, why did you say maths? Why did you say my child wants to learn music, or my child wants to learn deep sea diving? How will he learn that? Right? So anything is beautiful, right? And anything is worthwhile. I would go, Dwiji, and say everything is essential in life, whatever I want to learn, because that's essential to my life. Right? And like how you said, right? So yeah, it's sorry, I went a little haywire, right? But that's what I think open learning is all about.
And like I would like to add, like as I grew up, like my parents were not able to find that what I was good at. So I have to explore myself, and now I'm doing a lot of things. I have a library which I run for children, and I'm an upcycle artist. So which is my passion drove, and I am making, and people are recognizing, and then they are. So if you are passionate about something, you will find your ways.
Yeah.
Really wanted to do
Yes, Avni.
made my way to do something in cardboard.
Yes, you can see behind there's a bunk bed made out of paper tubes. That's
Yeah.
also upcycled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can see it.
So we have a
I
couch,
noticed
we have a couch,
that
we
is
have
a
a
bunk
bunk
bed.
bed, we have everything made out of upcycle furnitures and all. So I don't make it
Love,
smaller things, it's everything big. So now
Wow.
I
lovely,
get a lot of
Wonderful. It looks
projects.
beautiful, Pallavi.
So I get a lot of projects now, which is done from waste, like junk. So you show me junk in your house, and then I'll convert it to whatever furnitures you require.
Wow,
Looking at
wonderful,
me.
Yeah,
Pallavi.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
lovely.
Awesome. Right.
So we need to invite Pallavi to our community
Yeah, we
when
need to
Jack
Yeah,
and
yeah,
kidnap
Ravi
her.
yeah.
is.
We need to
To
kidnap
Aarohi
her.
only,
Yes.
Yes,
not
I'm
into
gonna become a
the
part.
community.
Yes, I'm gonna become a
Uh,
part. I
yeah, welcome.
yes,
Not into the community, into Aarohi.
yes, yes, sure, sure, sure. I'll be happy. Mm, okay. Yes.
So, Avni, what you do and what Pallavi auntie do is pretty close. So she also works a lot
Yeah.
with cardboard. Right now, her scale is a little small. Your scale is a little big, but it's just a matter of. But the interests are very similar. She cuts and chops and converts these cardboard boxes into I don't know what all she can
Yeah,
converts them.
she converts into a human size ones. I create
Yes,
into doll size ones.
Absolutely.
yes, yes, correct.
Cool. More questions? Okay, it's nearing 6:30, so maybe what we can do is we can kind of pause for today. Yeah, unless somebody
Ratnesh,
has a
I
question.
have
And
one request.
sorry, one request. Yes,
I
yes,
have
I know
one
your request. Go ahead.
What?
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
No, कोई भी मानसून के बारे में नहीं पूछा.
Okay, okay, Dwiji, your last 2 minutes are handed over to Dwiji. He's like a cloud today.
Why?
No,
Why?
the idea of this session was that open learning is like it's something that, and the analogy that Ratne started with, I found it lovely. It was a beautiful build up on building on further on what written in the note that went out. Open learning is that is the way in which each of us is creating a garden, and the way we practice it here in Aarohi is that this garden is open for anyone. So the seeds that we pass on, in terms of the learning, anybody can take anywhere and plant, build their own garden. What are all the things that they will have in that garden is their choice. But life offers that rainfall irrespective of what you are sowing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That opportunity to learn that life offers is what is lost when we straitjacket ourselves into curriculums and systems and uh, quote unquote professions, right? And say that, oh, outside this profession, I'm not going to use my mind. I'm not going to learn anything outside of this definition of engineering, civil engineering, or orthopedic surgeon, right? So the idea of open learning and the idea of life is so analogous with the way seeds and life and rains and soil and all these things interact. And that's why we felt it's given that it's monsoon, it would be good to have a series of sessions on the theme of monsoon. And yeah, one question, driving out of this to make my day. Anyone?
But I don't have a question, Vijay, but I want to add something to it. And sometimes there is no need of a seed. We can just let ourselves be a puddle of water where frogs can jump and whatever little things can squirm about and yeah, a puddle of water is a
And
lovely
children can
ecosystem.
play.
Yes, and children can splash around. And why only children? All of us can splash
That is
around.
true. That is true. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Any other questions? And of course, there's the standard one, which I'm sure Ratnesh will do it very well.
It was wonderful listening to questions and as well as listening to Avani. You guys made my evening nice, man.
Welcome. And
You
and we
and
look forward to you also doing the same to everyone.
I hope so.
yeah, there's an
Thank
open
you.
learner behind you already doing that.
Yeah, he's just jumping.
Sure, great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you everybody with a small couple of reminders that one is all the webinar, all these meetups and webinars, whatever you want to call it on Saturdays, they are recorded, put there as a YouTube playlist so you can listen to different families talking about their stories and different questions at any time. And obviously you can connect with us and any one of us or anybody else from our community would be more than happy to share, talk to you if you want to talk one-to-one to more families. You can talk to Avani's mom and dad, you can talk to Bawal, you can talk to so many other community members if you want to talk to, and definitely you can connect with me and Aditi or through our website, reach us and we will support you in whichever way you want to take open learning forward. It's got nothing to do with Aarohi. All of us are open learners first. Aarohi is just the name of the community. So that's the real part. So anything to do with open learning, homeschooling, unschooling, we are all there to support you in your journey. Yeah. So with that, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody who asked questions, Hema, Soumya, Pallavi, and yeah, Patrick and everybody else. Yeah, thanks, Pavel, Vijay. It's definitely Avani. Keep showering us with your thunderstorms, Avani.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It was really nice talking to everyone. Thank you.
There's someone who has joined Aarohi. How do we pronounce your name? Could you please?
I mean, I've been connecting for weeks and my name is Aarohi.
Aarohi. Okay.
Yeah.
Aarohi. Thank you,
Yeah,
Aarohi.
we'll
Nice
be
Thank
coming
you.
for a number of weeks.
Yeah, I just love to hear you people.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.